So, good afternoon, students. So far, we have discussed about the basic networking protocols of IoT, and those are like these are the basic networking protocols of IoT. So, so what are those? Which you are understood and right? Those are like this XMPP, right? Next, MQ2T, MQTT, COAP, right, and AMQP, right. So these are the protocols we have discussed till now and we understood this. Generally these will be dealing with the higher layers of our OSM model, correct. So now today's class we are going to discuss about the further protocols, right, communication protocols, which will be dealing with the this physical layer and right, physical layer and some part of our MAC layer, okay. So right, so what basically these things will do, these protocols will do is, so we are going to connect the devices, right? Physically we are going to connect the different devices, correct? So we are going further down, means in the OSL layer, if you see, these are the bottom layers, so which are going to be discussed, correct? So now what on how why these are useful means, generally these things are useful in the these consumer applications as well as consumer applications or consumer IoT, you can say broadly, right? Consumer IoT applications and right industrial IoT, where we need these type of connectivity protocols, right? Car communication protocols in general we call, right, industrial IoT. So what are the examples of our general things? Consumer IoT means basically the general things will be the smartphones, right? Smart home applications where we can see automation of lights and fans and connecting different devices in the near home kind of things, right? Similarly, industrial IoT means we are going to connect different machines, okay, different machines we are going to connect, we will use or we are going to provide some intelligence to those machines, right, kind of things, right, because in the industry we are going to use larger machines kind of things, right. So we are going to provide or we are going to predict that predictive maintenance kind of things, right. So those are all the things will be useful for us, right. So now we are going to see what are the different protocols, the examples, you can say what are the different standard protocols which will comes under this, right. Examples, you can say examples of communication protocols generally we use in your IoT, right. So we can start with this. I hope some of them are you already aware of, right. IEEE 802.15.4, right. Similarly, because here we are going to see different communication protocols which will be work in a smaller areas, kind of personal area networks kind of things, right. So similarly, what is the popular one among this is Zigbee, right. We will have the Bluetooth, right, and NFC near field communication, RFIDs, right. Here we will have wireless HART, J-wave kind of thing like this. There are so many of communication protocols are there. Generally, we call them also standards, right? Protocols are standards. Okay. So why we use me? We are going to connect the physical devices among them, right? So broadly, we can use this for wireless personal area network. That means in a smaller area, personal level, personal space, you can say. So WPAN in short. So these are the applications we are going to consider here, right? So these are some of the standard and widely used protocol, right, of communication protocols or standards for which will be useful for us in the IoT. So right, we are going to see now the first one. You can start with this IEEE 802.15.4. Right, but like we discussed, this is about personal area network, and it is going to deal with the our physical layer and MAC layer. On some part of, you can say, physical layer and this MAC layer. So The advantages kind of thing means it will be used for this low data rate applications. That means where the sensing and the controlling part, that means actuation. Okay, all these things will be of low data rate. So what is the advantage you can say here means low data rate means the power consumption will be of very less. Okay, in the network the power consumption is less, so obviously it will extend the life of the network or the things nodes or whatever you are going to device, whatever you are going to use. Explain the battery life, you can see, because these all will be running with the batteries. Correct. So here we are going to extend the life of this. Okay, in this IEEE 892.15.4, right? So if you see the some of the features kind of thing of this will be okay, like we discussed here. So some of the features will be right. So it is broadly discussing with physical and math layer. In this also, if you consider this low data rates and high data rates, so different here we are going to use OQPSK, BPSK modulation schemes, and some technical terms going to be used, right? So we can see how this is. If you look at this OSA layer and this one, right, our IoT the structure layer thing, if you're going to compare, so we can make some comparison also here. Okay, right. So and again, this is useful or used in this ISM band. Okay, the frequencies whatever we are going to use here will be considered from the ISM bands. Okay, right.